hard in. Alex, it is Wednesday.
Ryan.
It is
Yes.
stormy over here. It's windy. The clouds are black on the farm. And I can't tell if my internet is bad or if your internet is bad.
Well, you just in saying that, it got kind of choppy for me. So, I think that we're going to need the chat to settle this one. Whose internet is the problem? That's what the title of this episode should have been. Like, whose internet is the problem?
Yeah, who is the problem? Just straight up. It's going to be just like that. But no, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Gotham City tonight. Both. See, we knew this was going to happen, Alex.
Uh-oh.
We'll see. I know my bars have gone down substantially as well on this. All trash all the time.
It's stormy in both our areas too. So
we'll see. Yeah. This might end up being a short episode. We'll find out. My apologies for both of us for things we can't control.
Uh-oh.
Alex is more blurry. There you go. Maybe it's.
I just have Vaseline. I have Vaseline on the lens.
So,
that's just a prerequisite.
Well, that explains why you look so soft today. Right? Yes. Andrew Saskatoon interwebs. You're not far off, Andrew. All right. Should we say let's do a quick hello to the chat and let's get into this because this is something we teased last week. We wanted to talk about, the action figures that were water-based that were almost made, they weren't almost made. They were made for the pool. They were made for the beach. They were made for the tub. And we got both very excited about this idea. And we both kind of want to hop into it. So I'm going to say a quick hello to the chat before we get rolling. If you see your name pop up, that means the internet worked. There we go. We got Toy Farce here, Dorlaxian, Toy Geekosaurus, Video Power Gaming, my boy and yours, Johnny Cock, Andrew Gady's Toys, Stanley Eberhard, the guy that is just an absolute delight, and I thank the world he exists, Mr. Matt Bush, Christopher Negri is here, Skylar Davis, the Deadheads, my dude, the Professor of Ricketts himself, DJ Bionic Funk is here. Thank you for being here, dude. The Ryan Doell fan club, still not easy to say, but it's here. Derek Hoover. Derek Hoover is here. We've got Flash739. Make Mine Marvel Legends also in the chat here with Ryan Doell fan club. Are they the same person? We will never know. I still think it's Yoko McCann. Bacon McShig is here. Cougar McGillicuddy. And I think, Isaac Montez. What's going on, Doell? Well, we're about to get into some pool toys, I guess. I guess that's the best way to do it.
It's come to that.
Right? It has come to that. It's been you could tell it's a slow news week when, right? We've got Derek Johnson is here. Derek Dalzell. Chad Stewart, oh my gosh, Randall Guzik is here as well. Thank you everyone for being here and hanging out. Flash739 saying lots of squirting action tonight. You just hang tight. Hang tight. It is coming. But first we want to get into a little bit of history and some backstory of kind of where this came from. Alex, which one do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about the web splashers or water wars?
Let's save best for last. So we'll do web splashers first.
Whoa, that seems like that's a hot take. I feel
only because I didn't have any web splashers. I had the Water Wars X-Men, but
you had
they're all cool. It's all cool.
It is all cool. I am on figure-archive.net for anyone who wants to follow along or have a better view. I don't know how else to. Maybe I can do it do it that way. Oh, that seems like a little. Let's find out here. Hang on. I'm trying something out here.
That web splashers logo is sick.
It's so good, right? It's awesome. All right, let's do. See, that looks better, right? Not so spaced out.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. It is not just me. All right, so Spider-Man got multiple waves of web splashers,
Ooh.
where the X-Men got one wave, and I think that's an absolute crime. Because the X-Men ones were amazing too. And again, anyone, if anyone in the chat, if you've got your favorites, we want to hear your favorites here as well. But yeah, let's web splashers. Okay. What is there anything about these? Is there a reason why you didn't have these, or is it just because you weren't really buying Spider-Man as a kid?
Yeah, I was a Spider-Man guy. And also I was like, I don't know, like I don't know if I was like getting out of action figures at this point. I mean, this X-Men is still like actively buying, trying to like complete the team, you know. But I don't remember being in like the toy aisles at around this time. I do remember like, those like crazy like Venomized figures, like for that being really cool.
Yeah, this is the one that always sticks out in my head.
Yeah, this is great.
Right, the fact he has like an orca, a venomized orca.
Yeah. Venom, what's not to love?
Well, did you see the trailer, the new Venom trailer that came out this week?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, see, the horse is cool, the Venom horse. I don't care what anyone says.
Here's my hot take. Once you go Venom T-Rex, which we've seen in a venomized T-Rex in the comics, horse, I don't know. It's a step down.
Well, you see, that's what I'm thinking here too, because I would have done anything to go to SeaWorld and there's a venomized orca.
Yeah, no, that would be, yeah. I mean, it's almost there. Right? It's like it's got the Venom eye thing.
It's so cool, and I like that they all come with inflatables. By the way, all the Spider-Man ones. So these were definitely made for the pool.
By the way, apologies everyone for my terrible internet. This has never happened to me before.
First time.
Yeah. It's not totally my fault. Fair. I swear it's not my fault.
Nice. That's a good callback, by the way. It's not my fault. That's a little Lando Calrissian. You're going with Lando, right? Okay, good. Yeah. Just making sure. I was like, we are on the same page, right? I'm thinking Star Wars. Dude, Acolyte, so good. Okay, hang on. Well, we can get into Acolyte later, internet pending.
Yeah.
But no, dude, this is a Venom figure I never had, but always wanted, still want. If I can, this is one of these ones I always try to keep an eye out for on card at a toy show. But I'm always worried that even if I did take it out, will the inflatable still inflate, or is it going to have the
crumble into
or
dust?
Just like, yeah, is it going to be dust? Right.
Yeah.
So, but I love this. And, even if it didn't work kind of thing, I have friends that know how to make like the fetish latex outfits, which also work like a balloon. And I think I would just see what it would cost to commission, a new inflatable. That's all I'm saying.
I can't imagine it would be too difficult.
Right? Seems the plastic part is what goes over top. And I think you're good.
The green is also so good on this figure. Like, I mean, Venom is just one of those designs that just like any variation looks cool.
Yeah, like even like just it's like a weird mix between Creature and Piranha and Venom.
Yeah. I mean, like, and maybe this will happen in the third Venom movie, but like, I mean, if you're on Venom 3, why not go crazy with it? Like, do fish venom, do crazy water wars, do T-Rex venom, do like a bunch of horses, a stampede that's all venomized. Like, go nuts.
That's what that movie is missing. The gong showiness. Like, it's already a weird franchise as it is.
Yeah.
But it needs to get weirder.
And give them that spider. I mean, come on, just go for it.
But no, this is another one I like too. Again, he's got that inner tube, little floating.
I've never seen this before ever. This is awesome.
Right?
Doc
I love
Ock.
With the actual tentacles.
Yeah, he's like a mutant octopus man.
It makes for really good, like, multiverse stuff, I guess, or alternate universe stuff. I gotta pitch this for Spider-Verse 3. I don't know what's happening, but I need to pitch this.
Yeah. I love how like the tubes on his head are almost like octopus tentacles, and then he like sits in his little octopus chair on the water. That's brilliant.
It's like he's ready to go. This would be the one you take to the water slides.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this one too, I always liked the webbed. I get what I just did there. The webbed hands on Spider-Man. I think those are supposed to be paddles, even though they look like shovels. Right?
This is so fun.
The raft. He's just chilling out in a raft. I love this.
Now I feel like a dick before by saying that this was not the superior water line, because I feel like it might be. It comes with pool toys. It's like zany.
Right. Little shark tank with a shark venom. Come on. Look at this.
This is amazing. Oh my god. He's Richard Dreyfuss in Jaws.
He is. Oh, Spider-Man, we're gonna need a bigger inflatable raft.
I don't have any spit or web fluid.
Yeah. I love this clear, transparent body with the Speedos. Oh, it's so good.
Oh my god. Oh, it's translucent?
It's translucent plastic.
Beautiful. Like, what is he? Is he made out of water?
I was like thinking that too. Is this water camouflage? Right? So that's just like wave 1. And like wave 2, right? We get more Namor on a floating
Hydro-Man? Is Hydro-Man in this? Did they do a whole water-themed line with no Hydro-Man figure?
They did, but it's Hydro-Man, venomized Hydro-Man on a venomized seahorse.
Venomized seahorse. That's got to be in the movie.
It's
got to be like Gremlins 2.
It's got we need a vegetable venom.
Yeah.
Can we have
it's
that?
in the movie.
Look at this. If there's a venom for every
occasion.
This one's kind of boring. They didn't really do it. They just like, let's make the little like
vanilla venom.
Vanilla venom. This is wild though. Scuba splash. He's got diving action. So does he? We're gonna have to find these toys, Alex, and we're gonna have to do a review on how well they work. I think that's what we're gonna have time. After, if we could both manage to get to San Diego, we're gonna do live from the hotel pool, Gotham City tonight.
What do you think chlorine does to a figure after 30 years?
What would it would? Well, I bet you it would fade the paint at least, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Venom's water viper.
That's sick.
It's so good. Right? Wave jump. Is this? Oh, hang on. Oh, no photo. Oh man, come on, guys. But like a Spidey wave jumper. Again, these are awesome. I love them. Unbox them in the pool. Yes, right?
Yeah. Just leave the box, like sink the box and let it dissolve around the figure.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. If these came in little baggies and you put them in the water, it dissolves
Yeah.
and you're already playing with it.
Bacon McShig, the Marvel Legends team is sitting on a gold mine by not doing updated versions of weird old Toy Biz subline figures. I agree.
Yeah. That's their that's the next 10 years of stuff. Like that's that's where it's going.
If they even just did like one of these per wave, where it was just like just some of their absurd stuff that pardon me, that Toy Biz did, I would love it.
Yeah.
Quip is here. Hey, Quip. Venomizing is better than Jokerizing. I will agree.
Yeah.
Right? The Johnny Cock, Alex and Doell Web Splashers hot tub stream. Yes.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. If we can make it happen, we will make it happen. Let's dive into the other line that came out the exact same time. Only got one wave, which is so heartbreaking. It's
one
heartbreaking.
wave.
One
wave. Water.
Nicely. Yeah, nicely done. Nice.
Good night.
Good night. We got the webs. But by the way, this may be a one wave wonder, but this one came in hot.
Yeah.
I feel
especially because it's
wave.
like Toy Biz X-Men, I feel like certainly around this time, it was very focused on like getting you characters that would fit into the main collection. So like none of these characters are like waterized like the Spider-Man ones. It's like that's the perfect storm. They knew you needed a perfect Jim Lee storm in your collection, so they put her in this. That's the Carlos Pacheco Excalibur Nightcrawler design.
Yes.
They put him in this. This is a perfect Wolverine, Tiger Stripe Wolverine update. Put him in this. And even the Iceman. Yeah, with bone claws. And even the Iceman is like the Age of Apocalypse, the more like Andy version of Iceman.
And then, of course, the Army Builder Sentinel.
Yeah.
But I bought two of them when these came out. The Sentinels.
Yeah. So good. They're the best. I mean, the like crazy hand attacks. Like it was like a cannon arm, but then also like a ball and chain spike ball arm. It was sick.
It was cool. Like again, because these ones are slightly didn't have like that pool toy theme aesthetic to it. But they all had like water guns or water cannons, right? Like it was just that's how these ones worked. So that's what made them different, but also really like they're still fun because you still kind of got the basic figure that you kind of needed. This one to me was the most exciting figure out of the lot. Me being a big just Excalibur guy and getting an updated Nightcrawler of what he was wearing currently at the time, which I think was this debuted just before Excalibur 100.
Yeah, it was a very short-lived look for how like shocking it was.
Did you find it shocking? Like I found it shocking in the like they shaved his head.
Yeah, and give him a little goatee. I think it's just because it's a cool look, but I think it's just because Nightcrawler's costume is one of the most iconic, like best superhero costumes out there. So it's one of those things where it's like it's hard to mess with perfection, right?
Right. And I mean X-Men are known to change their costumes just like Batman and it's Spider-Man and Superman that don't change their costumes a lot unless it's the movies, of course. Right. So, but you're right. Nightcrawler does kind of like, not to say Nightcrawler is like Spider-Man, Superman tier, or Wonder Woman.
His costume is.
But his costume is. Yeah, I would say so. It's one of those ones you just don't. He's had other new costumes too. Like I think X-Men Red, where he had like the beard, and like it was still kind of the same costume, but kind of like not as pointy at the shoulders, I guess. Like it's a very
it's kind of a round. It was like a Alan Davis, I think, did like a rounded thing.
Right. And it's just I like that. I actually like Crawler with facial hair. I think it looks pretty awesome.
I will say this is the only other Nightcrawler costume I like. You know, it's like if it can't be the original, this one was pretty cool.
Right. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Right, that Alex or Andrew's Gady's Toys. By the way, if you're not following Andrew Gady's Toys on Instagram and on YouTube, he's doing some great research pieces on like female characters that never got the light of day in the 80s in toys. So they're really, really cool. So check that out. And also a happy Pride Month to Andrew as well. I want to give that a good shout out, right? Make my Marvel Legends, you know, love the Sentinel and Iceman. I too, right? Christopher Negri, the Water Wars Iceman body got into a Web Splasher's Carnage. That is correct. If they didn't show that on the other page, yeah, they made it red. It's the exact same thing in red. That's all.
Ice Carnage, Popsicle Carnage.
Oh, dude, hang on. I know we're totally going off the rails on this episode, but that's just how this episode's going to go, folks. Are you all ever surprised that they never made a Venom Popsicle to go with the Spider-Man one?
Oh, yes. Now that you say it, that's
that should be a thing, right? Like even Carnage, like you just do cherry flavored. Like
yeah, Venom 3 marketing campaign. You gotta make them just for a limited time this summer. Venom popsicles.
Yeah, come on, Sony, just be better. Do better. All right. But no, this Nightcrawler, awesome. I love that he came with his sword. He's got the sheath, everything. He's like he's dang near perfect.
And his water squirting gun, as he always has.
There's Ed Wolverines as well. There was two.
Yeah, just like Wolverine always has a gun.
Yeah. Well, this is them at the X-Mansion pool.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right? They just have their super soakers or whatever. But I believe there is a version of this that came out with the mask on.
Yeah, that's the one I had. I looked everywhere for the unmasked variant and could never find it.
Well, here's three of them.
One that got away.
We need to find you that as well. By the way, I think Mondo should come with Water Wars accessories.
Yeah.
If you guys start packing them in with water guns, that would be great.
Yeah, just an exact replica of that that gun. Real quick, I feel like it was a missed opportunity on Wolverine to do something with like water squirting claws. Like he should have had like big claws that squirted 6 streams of water. That would have been cool.
I'm trying to think of which X-Men they're outside of Storm. And Iceman has his kind of water based. Oh, God, there's other X-Men that are water. Is there not? Or water related?
Well, there's that like Fish Boy, and
but nothing. That was like Grant Morrison.
No, I think that was during the Grant Morrison era, but it was in the one that had like the kind of anime style with like Iceman and Angel on the team. Oh,
like not a Extreme X-Men?
I think it was at the time, I think maybe it was Uncanny, or it was like the main, because like New X-Men was the Grant Morrison thing, and then the previous book became, and was it Chuck Dixon who did
that's it.
Yeah,
right.
He was the writer at the time.
That one. Right? Hang on, I'm just gonna go through see, here we go. Right? Even my fan club agrees. Gady's Toys has been great. Right? I love it. The Derek Hoover, Venomous Blackberry. Great. I like that.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. All right, hang on. Back to the Sentinel here quickly. I know we're doing a quick review of like Water Wars, but this is just so much fun to me.
Yeah, why not?
Again, this Sentinel, the sculpt and head on this figure and the big chonky hands, the individual figures and stuff. I I love this figure, and I love the fact that the blaster cannon arm, which is the water gun part of this, brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely like a Joe Mad vibe. I remember that chunky glove that he had, where just little like fingers sticking out, like very anime, very Capcom. This was, and he could make himself taller. His legs
Yes.
like extended, so you could get a little bit taller, which was fun. And this guy was like my future Sentinel. It was like, he was kind of like Nimrod in the collection, because I didn't have a proper Nimrod at the time.
Oh, see, these are the ones I kind of felt like were because they were shorter, they were the Konami arcade Sentinels.
Oh, yeah.
Right? This is a figure too. They had just kept repainting for days.
Oh, really?
I feel like they could have. They could have done like the green ones, and like they could have just had a Sentinel for every wave if they did more waves. We should talk to Blake at Toy Collector, because he does all that research on lost waves of figures. And we were talking to him yesterday on the Toy Anxiety Extreme, and we were this could have been during the stream or after, but he was kind of saying that like when they make one wave, there's already a second wave at least in some sort of development.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, because if the first wave is a hit, you want to be ready.
Right. And so I'm always super curious if they had a second wave of these Water Wars. But again, here's this Iceman, this big, giant Iceman that used his arm as the cannon.
I never had this one, but that would have been cool. Actually, I wonder like about the second wave thing. These figures already feel like they maybe were like stragglers from other lines that didn't continue. Like
that makes sense.
I feel like the X-Men line, it was like a lot of kind of replaced figures.
I feel that way too. A misplaced wave, which is why maybe it never got a wave 2 to begin with. That could be it. Kevin's here from Toying Around. Hello there. We've been playing a little bit of Star Wars Hunters this week. It's been fun.
Oh, what's that?
That is like, do you have a Twitch? A Nintendo Twitch? Switch? Yeah.
Switch.
So, God, I've become my parents. So, do you have a Nintendo?
A Twitch?
Yeah, I have a Sega Genesis. Yeah, Nintendo. I become that like 100%. I think it's still free on Nintendo, but it's also a mobile game. Everyone can like play on it. Doesn't matter what system you're using, kind of thing. So it's like one of those freemium games. Totally fun. Yeah, Darthurian puts Star Wars, Overwatch, and it's cool. Actually really fun. I've been having a blast. Okay, I digest. But thank you, Kevin. Thank you for being here. Yes, please hit that like button. This storm, to me, and I think someone else brought it up in the chat earlier as well.
Yeah, Andrew. Best storm.
Best storm, and it's like the She-Ra playset. There's a She-Ra playset where it was like a bathhouse for She-Ra, which is amazing. There should be more bathhouses playsets for everybody, not just the women. That's not fair. But I understand wanting to keep them separate. I get it. Japan does that too. But that's what this does, because it does this whole thing where you push the button and water shoots up. I think this is such a fun gimmick and such a fun toy. And yes, very Joe Mad.
Yeah, this is like bidet storm.
Well, Alex,
good night. But yeah, no, it's the best storm. It's definitely that Joe Mad, like before she got the haircut. And the cape was so good. That plastic cape. It's like one of the few storms I feel like that has like the plastic cape. And I loved this figure.
Yeah, this one's great. I never had this one. Man, it is awesome.
Yeah. The hair is perfect.
It is perfect. And it's on here, but we don't need to show you a picture of the Water Wars playset, because I brought it with me.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys have probably been seeing it in the background this whole time.
I got the robot fighters.
Yeah.
Robot Fighters Gambit, because I just found it and I was like, I want him to sit on there. But yeah, I got has the water cannon built in, and they did do a repaint of this. They took the X's out and replaced it with Spider-Man symbols. So Spider-Man did end up getting one of these too, because you know how Spider-Man is. Well, the X-Men got one. Why can't I have one? Right? You know, the X-Men just can't have their own thing. Spider-Man needs one too. He's that kid. He's the little brother of Marvel.
This line must not have performed well because they're like, we built this whole vehicle. The Spider-Man line is doing well in the water. Let's give him the boat.
Right, but it's got the little drop thing here at the bottom where it's like,
yeah, what? I remember that. And couldn't that middle thing that like filled up with water and you'd put a figure in it?
You can, right? Yep. And then you use that and you got your little working water gun at the top too. And it had like disc blasters.
Yeah.
I don't know who you're shooting down. I don't know who else is in the water. They should have made more villains for this.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Like Mr. Sinister or something.
Mr. Swimister.
in like a Borat style Speedo.
Right. Oh no, that would be Magneto.
100%. Oh right, yeah. Yeah. We could get our X-Men 97 Magneto.
That's how we get it in this line.
Yeah.
But I like the dual ladders on this. Like it just looks like,
I feel like every playset should come with ladders. Like whatever. Like just stick some ladders on there. Let your figures go up and down.
It needs what is that called? A trap floor.
Yep.
And this kind of has a dungeon, but not really, because it's more of a like drop pod. But
we'll
accept it.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. Right. And this comes off too. So you can actually have the jet ski on its own.
Yeah. A detachable module. It's like it's checking all of the playset / vehicle boxes, which, speaking of, Ryan, I watched Geek Dad Life on Sunday, and you and Jay were giving me toy anxiety, even though it was Geek Dad Life, talking about the Technodrome, because I've of course pre-ordered it sight unseen. But you guys are talking about all the corners they could be cutting on this thing and all the stuff it might not come with. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, that's possible? What?
I didn't know that was the thing too. And it was actually, because I was excited about like, hey, you could grab it and put new parts on like an existing Technodrome if you're missing it, kind of thing. But you want to use your old one that you grew up with. I didn't have one growing up, so it doesn't matter. But I was like thinking like how stoked some of the, adults now must be to be like, I can buy the parts on this for cheaper.
Yeah.
And trying to go on eBay and find the vintage parts and everything would fit. And I was just like, and then, so I was excited about it. And then Jay just like, Mr. Raincloud.
Yeah.
Let's ruin your day, right? Like no one ruins a good Sunday like Jay Glatfelter, let's tell you, folks. But yeah, you're right. It gave me the same anxiety too. In fact, Blake was giving me all sorts of anxiety. He's talking about the future of toys, and it was just dear God. I was like, do you mind? My friends work at all these companies. Could you not?
All this doom and gloom.
I thought toys were supposed to make you happy, folks.
Like adult collectors are being seen for the first time. Really?
Yes.
Like
that's really it.
We're front and center.
Yeah, could you just throw us a bone here? That'd be great. So,
but yeah, that Technodrome, that better be a replica, perfect replica.
I do want to do a custom on it. I want to get one just to do a paint job on it.
Yeah,
and make it custom. And I was even thinking
get all the little details and stuff.
Well, I was thinking about like making it a danger room.
Oh, damn.
Right? Like just popping the eyeball off, opening it up, and then like kind of just making new stickers for it, and like, the little area that Krang sits in, you do something else. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
put Xavier in the screen like it's the window, like he's watching
yep,
from the observation room.
with Kitty behind him.
But that if you do that, that makes me want like Playmates Ninja Turtle style X-Men. Like not mutated, but just like if they were like very cartoony and had all the kind of like different gags and stuff, like
So
just
it's like it would be like a mixture between like the Playmates Next Generation 90s line, because, or do you want them like that bulked up, that like,
yeah, like Toxic
Wolverine
Event,
is
like Toxic Crusaders style, but like
Toxic. Yeah, I'm with you now. I'm with you. Yeah.
But not
Because
monsters, not like monstrous, but just like exaggerated, super buff X-Men. That would
I
be
can
fun.
already picture the Wolverine, like how that would look.
Yeah, right.
Because like they only ever they made April. That was it. So I'd love to see what they would do with characters like. Actually, why don't you guys do that? Why don't you guys do Safubi?
Forget I said anything.
Yeah.
It's my idea, like, mine.
Yeah, because I was thinking too, like, just again, I know I bring up this character a lot as well, but like Marrow in style looks so good.
Yeah, actually, like, Marrow and Maggot, like they would fit right in with like
in
Playmates X-Men line.
Yeah, like I
Maggot with like a feature where the maggots like can go into his stomach, like it's like they can like eat stuff and then click in, like that'd be cool.
Maggot is so underrated, and I know so many people just like he's the epitome of the 90s and what was wrong with it. And I'm just like, everything that was right with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, we are not an X-Men podcast, I swear, but you know what? It's it's hard not to get excited. And then and we're about to get into super 90s stuff as well. I got a feeling if you post these, this is going to turn into another pitch.
Right. Speaking of pitches,
right?
Also, I just want to point this out. Yes, I am in fact quick change Bruce Wayne.
That's
from
amazing.
Batman Returns.
Could we get that in a turtleneck?
In a what?
In a turtleneck.
Oh, yeah, I know. Maybe I gotta investigate if it's like if they have the full like sweater.
If not, we should all get one. Me, you, and Alice, and then we'll just all wear it.
That was my like favorite figure as a kid. Like that was my Batman. Yeah.
I have one on card and one complete loose, and I love it to death still. And again, these are like super 90s, and we were thinking like what ended up happening was we were talking about this last week about these water wars and web splashers and how awesome they are and how much fun they are, because they are ridiculous and they're super gimmicky. As you can see, the Spider-Man ones were super flashy, and we were always kind of like, at that time, Batman and DC wasn't really doing that. I think Total Justice might have been the closest to a really gimmicky toy. Like even when you look at Legends of Batman, it was still very grounded, even though it was like, Three Musketeers Batman.
Yeah, they were chasing McFarlane pretty hard at that point, I feel like. It was a little bit like it was, like you said, it was like the old instincts of like, well, it's got to be like fun, right? Like a Buccaneer, and they're like, yeah, but it's got to be like dark and twisted, like twisted Buccaneer.
Yeah, like it was. So they're still fun, but I feel like and then they kind of went back again and did more crazy zany stuff when the Four Horsemen jumped in, and they did Batman in 2003.
Yeah.
Again, that is an amazing line of toys. If you have not, I know we've gone through them on this show before, but again, if you haven't seen them, just look them up. They are probably, to me, they are some of my, even though the scale's bigger, what I would have done for like a smaller scale to match with the Batman Returns stuff, because they're so good.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Right. Like
they did some crazy. There were some like water themed Batman figures in that line.
The drone cape on the green one gets me too, where he had like big drone.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
Yeah.
He's a goblin glider. I love this. It's so good. So we're kind of going with that theme, and this is going kind of like very 90s. What if DC and Batman did their own Water Wars line? And Alex,
And this is just
above
this
and
is just
beyond.
this is just two possible figures to whet your appetite.
Jesus, I feel like you have these like lined up and ready to go.
Good night.
Awesome. All right. Oh, all right. Yes, thanks to the great you are very welcome. Make Mine Marvel Legends. Enjoy it tomorrow. All right. Yeah. Are you sure? But yeah, he's leaving right at the wrong time. I'm just about to like do the big reveal.
Well, it'll be a nice treat for him tomorrow.
It'll be, yes, something to kick off at. So show it. You pitch it. You tell me what we are looking at, because this is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life.
Boom. This is Water Wings Batman. And that doesn't attach to his back. Those wings clip onto his arms like water wings. And they do kind of like, they can flap, you can position them. But they also squirt water from those two little like holes in his wings. And I figure they would be maybe like a kind of vinyl-y flotation material. So he can float. Like if you just put him in the water, he can float on those wings. Face down or back up, like whatever's works, whatever he's doing. He pulls in the water, and then he's got this little pump on his back that can squirt out the water, and he has colors not found in nature.
Oh, hang on. Oh, spoiler alert. I think attack Peter.
I didn't see anything on my end, but that could be my bad internet.
Yeah, nobody saw that. But dude, this is so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, do you think the bat logos, the 3 bat logos, is a little much?
Nope.
Or just enough?
I think it's the way they sit that makes it balanced.
Yeah, okay, good.
Right? That's how it works.
Because he's got to brand the wings, like the wings themselves, you know.
I appreciate that you use the deep dive yellow as the base.
Yeah.
I caught that. Yeah, I was like, perfect. I like the Batman Forever figure style eyepiece.
It's got to have it so he can aim, you know.
So he can aim, correct.
Where his heads up display is. And
the the blue camo to make sure you can't track him underwater. This is like this is 90s logic to a T. But man, I love this. This is one of these things where you've did it again, where it's like you've made something and I've been like, I want this so bad.
I love this.
I wish, God, maybe let's make this the 1/6 scale figure.
The what?
Let's make this a 1/6 scale figure.
Yeah. Yeah, or soft vinyl, like, you know, just this big crazy figure.
Right? What's gosh, I want these toys. I'm trying to think of like Spin Masters. Could Spin Masters do this? I know I swear they showed at some point this year that they were doing like, I know there was another leak or something like that of like Batman Returns Batman that comes with a Batwing from Spin Masters.
Yeah.
They're not quite 5 POA, but they are smaller figures. I just want like, and I don't know, maybe I am just too yes. 5739. Imagine this Batman in Toy Story.
This would be the Batman in Toy Story.
Right? But maybe it's just my nostalgia. Maybe I'm too old and I don't understand what kids want nowadays. But I would love it if any company, McFarlane won't, but if Spin Masters were able to be like, hey, we're going to start doing shit like this again.
Yeah. I feel like what kid wouldn't love this? It's crazy.
It's so zany. It's just
because I feel like even the Spin Master Batman Returns figures, even that is probably more geared towards like us, right? It's like people grew up with the movie, you know. It's like you know,
yeah.
I feel like that's like clearly there seems to be like a sort of pivoting away from making this sort of stuff for kids.
Or Derek Hoover saying Shiny Plastic People posted them in Discord. Various 4-inch figures representing the flicks. I assume that's the Geek Dad Life Discord. So if you're a Geek Dad Life Patreon for $5, I'm assuming you will find it on there. Okay. But yeah, I would, and I feel like here's the thing I noticed with that as well. To say on the Spin Master figures that they're geared towards us. I feel like Spin Master saw how people were reacting to the Superpowers figures.
Yeah.
And even how people reacted to the figures for the Flash. And I think they're going to go. There's something in me that's like they're going to start making figures that look more like this, because I swear there was like a whole bunch, and that they're going to do in that almost like Kenner style. So I'm really, really, really hoping that I would even love if they started doing just villain figures like this, because I think we only got a couple Jokers like this that, again, squirting water from the water thing as well, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Duckmobile's gotta happen at some point. Like
some point, right?
yeah, that's a top one. But yeah, I feel like I'd want it to be like if they did kind of retro style Batman figures, I'd also want them to have like the crazy 90s muscles. Like I just think that would be really fun.
I think that I just like I just miss the old colors. I think there's just something about the weirdness of that era of toys, because like everyone was doing it, as we saw Spider-Man was doing it, and X-Men were doing it to a certain, well, they started doing it at a certain degree, but I still feel like X-Men still played it pretty safe. So like even if they did like Savage Land series, like everyone still looked pretty comic accurate for that time. Even if they were like torn up costumes, they still looked like something you would see in the comic. They didn't really go too, and like they did a few Cables, I think, that were like Arctic Attack Cable.
Yeah. But even Wolverine, they kind of stick to comic specific stuff. Like it was and they were specific artists. It was like Joe Mad and like whoever was drawing the X books at the time, they would try to do their versions of the characters. And it's probably because, well, yeah, I don't know. I guess with Spider-Man, it's like, you run out of looks for Spider-Man real fast. You have to do variants.
Now it's easy to do variants because of Spider-Verse and all that other stuff. Like there's been so much between like 2000 and now, like the last 20 years, it's like Spider-Man's had a new costume every week. Especially once he started joining the new Avengers, I feel like he got that Iron Spider costume, and then it was like, oh, we could do this forever. And they did. They did not stop. But yeah, let's get into, you did do a villain for us.
Yeah, got one villain at least.
One villain at least. This is so good. Take us through it.
This is Super Soaker Joker. I
love the alliteration on that, by the way.
That's like half of it for me too. If I come up with like a pun name or I then have to see it through. Like I have to at least sculpt it. So, but yeah, and I don't know if like Hasbro was doing the Batman figures at the time. They own Nerf and Super Soaker, so it could happen. But yeah, Super Soaker Joker. This one, I think his whole like the guns would all be attached to like this back piece, and you'd squeeze the whole thing, and it would ideally shoot out 6 different water blasts. Because Joker doesn't he doesn't ever do anything in half measures, so that he's and I mean, good. Like Thinking of like the color change options with like if you did like color change features, it's like Joker's spraying his like, acid on stuff, and then Batman comes in with his clean water and like cleans it up. Like, you would change the color because you could put like cold water in with Batman's pack, and then warm water, so Joker would make it change one color, then Batman could fly in, make it change another color.
So what you're saying is they would have a bat boat, a color change bat boat.
Yeah. 100%.
Right? So he like so Joker has like the toxic super soaker.
Yeah.
See, even if you weren't allowed to use super soaker, it could still be called toxic soaker Joker.
Yeah, that's good.
Right?
I like
like I think these would be super. These are great. This is phenomenal, by the way. The Crocs are such a cheesy touch to this. I love the pink and blue Hawaiian shirt. Right? Like it's just
no one goes to the beach like Joker.
I know we can't see the back, but if you ever decide to do a full render of the back, I hope it says like Toxic Soaker 500.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, that's definitely gotta happen. Yeah, I didn't take a picture of the back. I don't know why, but it is detailed. He's got like water canisters back there that have the like kind of like a see-through thing.
But I love the sunglasses and stuff, dude. This is,
and of course the sunglasses, you can flip them up and down. Like that has to happen. And that's like in the commercial, it's like they're like, and then there's Super Soaker Joker, and they like push his sunglasses down and then squirt the water, protect his eyes.
I do like this equip Toxic Caped Crusaders.
Yeah, oh that's good.
Right? The Eco Warriors Batman line.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
I love this. This is like so much fun. So we kind of decided, we were talking about this before we came on the air. We are going to revisit this at the end of summer. And we want to do more. And we're going to see if we can get some guest artists to do it, to help us out with some designs. It was funny because when we talked about this too, I was like, oh, I have ideas. And of course, my first idea was, oh, I got to include the women. And then then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to. I need to go in with some clarity before I start designing these. And because I was like, you could do Power Girl, but let's just hold up.
Wait, in the Water Wars line?
That's right. You could do Power Girl, but let's just hang tight.
I've got one. So I've got one. I had one design I really wanted to do that I didn't, which would be Water Wars Catwoman, where she's just in like a see-through like protective shield, because cats hate the water.
Because cats hate
just be like one of those like water wheel things that like
bubble cat.
Yeah,
that would be great. See, everyone's already in there. Okay, Katie's Toys. Catwoman getting this in the face with a spray bottle.
That's awesome.
Right? Randall's his head's already in the gutter. This is why I was like, no. This is why it's like you can't do it.
I've got a good Harley Quinn idea though that I didn't do, but I'll definitely mock that one up.
The Christopher Negri, you have to put King Shark in there.
Dude, not King Shark, but Orca. Yeah,
right.
If this were a toy line in 1997, this is how we would get our one Orca figure that they ever made.
Right, and I agree. And they need because there was, I don't know if the chat will know, and Alex, you might know. So in the Superman Man of Steel line from the 90s. Amazing toy line, by the way. Also bummed out it only got one wave. In the second wave, no, it got two waves. Sorry, it did get two waves because there's a Lex Luthor in the second wave. At one point, they were going to do a deluxe, like King Shark versus Superboy, and Superboy was all done up in surfer gear with a surfboard.
Oh, cool.
And I don't know if that actually made the light of day. I don't think it did because I feel like I would have it. Because one, love Superboy.
Yeah.
Two, Surfing Superboy? That makes so much sense to me for whatever reason. Like, I don't care. Right? So right, here's another good one too. Killer Croc. Another good
Yeah.
one for water. Again,
Although
like
he's more of like a river, like swamp guy, right?
yes, Randall, this is more the speed of this podcast. The Nightwing and the gratuitous ass shot figure. Absolutely.
He'd be in a speedo with the little like Nightwing symbol on it.
All right, here we go. Red Menace, thank you for tuning in and hanging out tonight. And with the correction, so thank you on this. The Superboy came in KB exclusive set, which explains why I don't have it, because we didn't have KB toys in Canada. So I guess I'm hunting. I need to find that Superboy, right? I like this too. Derek Hoover, beach volleyball Nightwing, and Whip, banana hammock, banana hammock Nightwing.
We're
all of these are
and can Nightwing come with that, like those great like Batman beach towels that they had in the 90s?
Oh, dude, they should
with like
do you know what Nightwing should wear for his beach gear? He should wear Prince's rollerblading outfit. Right? With the tight shorts and the Batman tank top and the rollerblades. Like that would be super fun.
Man, this line has a lot of promise.
I think DC has more promise with this because of the goofy nature of the characters.
Yeah.
In a way, like I know y'all say like, "Oh, Batman's serious." Like Batman's not.
And Penguin. He's fights a guy called Penguin.
Someone mentioned here too. Gosh, I should be saving this stuff. Penguin's vehicle. Like if you're gonna do a vehicle line, then that's what make.
Yeah.
Penguin, make the duck boat, right? Flash 739, Mr. Freeze, of course.
Mr. Freeze that like turns into an ice cream truck.
Oh my god, an ice cream dude, why isn't that even that is brilliant. Right? Coins. That's
brilliant
so
with the metal detector.
That I like.
Love it.
It does. Bane from Dartharian. Yeah. I feel like Katie's Toys, like, this isn't your personal fantasy line, sir. It is. This is all of ours, right?
Yeah.
The Marvel Swimsuit Edition, but just all Dick Grayson. You know what? I'm surprised they've never done that. Just as a joke for like in DC.
Yeah.
Just like a Nightwing swimsuit edition, or just even a calendar.
Yeah, calendar. They must have done something like that with him.
Well, they always did like the women of Marvel, the women of DC, and it's all Greg Land artwork. Like they've done that, but it's just kind of like I think DC, I think both companies should just go all out. Because now, like the fan base is now more diverse than it's ever been with all our favorite properties.
Yeah,
I think they should do firefighter style calendars for Marvel and DC, which again are just swimsuit editions. But I think they should just go for it.
Yeah,
right. Leave the Teen Titans out of it.
True.
Let's keep it adult characters, but it's just like But I think it would be super funny to just do that. And you know what? They could have it like if I was Jim Lee and someone was saying this would be a cool idea, I would do all of that and then be like, these are charity calendars and these go to like testicular cancer awareness or something, right?
Yeah,
like this
for sure.
Like go all out with it, like just have fun. But man, we need more summer fun in our
yeah. I mean, Babs Tar is like a no-brainer to work on any of these projects.
Both calendars,
yeah,
right, for the men and the women. Let's do it. Like, just I think that would be super fun to do that. And but again, like, just to even go like digress into like back to the toy lines and stuff too. I do think DC, like Marvel had a blast with these. With Spider-Man, obviously, Toy Biz was having like a heyday. But man, oh man, like DC to me, like even just like summertime Green Arrow, right?
Yeah.
You know, like just or
He
Green
like
Lantern,
shoots like pool noodles.
pool noodles. Yeah, Green Lantern, same deal. You could have like, the inner tube that's green,
Yeah. A whole
right? Like
yacht, a whole
oh,
see-through green yacht.
a diving board. He just
Oh, that
blasts with his
actually, yeah, Superman, you could do like a Lex Luthor's yacht.
oh my god! For the villains having a beach party,
Yeah.
so there's Deathstroke,
Yeah.
right? He's doing the Deathstroke in the pool again, right? Or people freaking out because Clayface is in the pool.
Well, I had a thought for this line that you would do like quick dissolve Clayface. It's just the
see,
figure just dissolves when you put him in water. It's like made out of like compressed sand.
that is such a sad toy. That's like the raccoon with the cotton candy.
Yeah.
Like no, you can't have that. Right? So again, like I want to revisit these. And not only that, I think if you're in part of the YHS Discord and if you've got art skills and if you want to pitch something for the end of summer of like, hey, like I'm going to draw this, I will feature it on the show. As long as it's appropriate and not a wet t-shirt contest with Power Girl, I will 100% like, well, it could be a wet t-shirt contest with Nightwing. He's fair game, you know, or Hawkeye. He's also fair game, right? The Hawkeye initiative. So yeah, Clint and Dick are always fair game.
Yeah. But I'd love to see vehicles too. Like, you know, if you're inclined. So I mean, I think there's like tons of vehicle potential. I want to see like some sort of like a Joker windsurfer kind of thing. Like,
so I think Quip's been bringing up too, like the Joker fish. Like
yeah, oh, the Jokerized shark. Yeah, I saw somebody mention. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like like him being able to like surf on that would be fun.
Yeah, and they're upside down, so it looks like they're smiling.
Yeah. Like it would be like if that were gonna Jokerize things, that's how I want it done. I don't need a but these are but again, like if any of you watching even here or on the replay just want to, you know what, I'll say this, our email address like for Gotham City Tonight, I think is like tonightgotham@gmail.com. It's in the channel description. So even if you want to like submit your ideas for the summer, just say, hey, here's my swimsuit, you know, Water Wars submission for DC. Boom. We'll if as long as it's appropriate, we'll absolutely feature it. So we're gonna do that. We'll do that in August. How about that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we'll do that in August. So but I think that's it because we are at our hour. We're sticking to an hour tonight.
Hey, look at us.
Look at us. See, and all of our internets have cleared up and all of that. So it'll be super fun. But yes, so please do that. Let's do quick plugs. Alice is not here because Alice has got deadlines. Because her comic has her little online comic. I wouldn't even say little anymore. It has gotten, there are more issues of that than some comics that are on the store shelves at the moment.
It's amazing. Like her dedication to the book is like, it's really awesome.
It's so good. And she's so good and she works very, very hard. So I'm always more than happy to give her all the time and space she needs to make sure she's able to get that done at the pace that she wants it done. She's got a work ethic, man. You can't deny that. And but the description and link for that is in the description below. So please click on it, check it out. All Haven Academy on webtoons.com. Awesome stuff. So check that out. Let's do you want to talk about some quick Mondo stuff?
Sure. So
hang on.
So I sculpt for Mondo if this is your first time watching the show. And so you can check out some of the work I do for them on mondoshop.com, like this Donatello. Donatello and Leonardo, part of our Sofubi Ninja Turtle line, which we just at Monster Palooza showed off Raphael and Ray Fillet and Mondo Gecko all painted up, and so that we're doing not just the turtles, we're doing some of the other like great toys and characters, and I'm really like excited to see this line, how it's all shaping up and stuff. So,
dude, watching. So if any of you are new here or new to like ToyTube, if you're not like watching this kind of just for fun and just talk willy-nilly about comics and whatever, because as you notice, the show has never been too serious about itself. If you don't know who Mad Hatter is, Mad Hatter Reviews, I highly suggest checking out his channel. He does an amazing Mondo tour from Monster Palooza, and Hector and Attack Peter have been super duper generous with Attack Peter and just with the fans in general. And he was they were taking these out and showing them like, hey, this is what it looks like with the sides sheathed, and showing close-ups of the accessories and the minifigs that come with everything. Like, it's great. It is absolutely great. So I highly suggest checking that out. That's Mad Hatter Reviews. And he's such a great guy too. He's so funny.
Yeah, no, I love his channel. And yeah, he's always so generous to us and the stuff that we do. And yeah, I mean, like one thing I do want to point out on these is that one of the things that I found fun working on them was that Hector and I went back and forth quite a bit, like with the sculpts, or like I do a version, then send it to him, he'd work on it, send it back to me, then I'd work on it some more. So it was like a really fun collaboration. And Hector is like, he is the master of Sofubi like proportions. Like he really locked these guys into that kind of like, he's like it's almost like a square proportion that you're looking for. And so yeah, it was really like fun to kind of like get to learn like what the visual style of this line is going to be, and like just really kind of figure it out in like an organic way. So that's just my little fun on this.
I love these. I just love how chonky they look, but it's funny, they look stylized, but this is exactly what I picture when someone says Ninja Turtle action figure. It's this kind of.
Well, yeah, that kind of, well, for me, because I was thinking like about the sort of the old Playmates box art, where you would see like the way they were drawn on those covers, like I just, that to me has like this nice blend of like the Mirage. You still feel enough of the Mirage comic DNA in there, but it's getting more playful and more kind of, toyetic, I guess. And
there's a little bit of graffiti to it.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I'll just point out that like people have noticed the like scar on Leonardo here.
I was gonna bring this up, so I'll let you go for it.
Yeah, I definitely so trying to get some of those Mirage personalities of the turtles into these toys that we maybe aren't used to seeing represented as much nowadays, but like in those like early first issues, Leonardo is like, he is like the stone cold badass of the group. Like in fact, in the movie, in the 1990 movie, the sort of Raphael part is more the Leonardo part in the comic. Like Leonardo's the one who gets like, goes after the foot alone and gets beat up, but he's not like a hothead like Raph. He's just like, he's kind of like the older brother energy. Like he's looking out for his brothers. He served the toughest. He's taken on the like weight of leadership. So we wanted to represent that here and kind of give him some scars. Like he kind of has seen the most action of the brother. Yeah, he's like, yeah, he's taken some shots for his brothers, and he's very committed to his art. Whereas like Raphael in the comics is more of like the psychopath. Like he just loves to fight, but he's not necessarily like, he like Leonardo's still gonna be like looking out for all of them. So Yeah, and so hopefully when you see Raph, like again, we showed him at Monster Palooza, but like he's got that like super angry but psychopath, loves to brawl kind of energy. And then Donatello, like I wanted to, he's like the quiet one in the comics, but he's got this kind of like almost like mad scientist energy to him, where I wanted him to have kind of like, he's kind of smiling, he's kind of, looking tough. Like I like to think of, he's the kind of guy who like, he like just told himself a joke and he's laughing at his own joke in his head. Like
Yeah.
that's Donatello to me here. So
plus he's an amazing fighter because he's so good. They were like, you don't even need blades. Here's a
yeah.
stick.
He's got wood.
He's got right. These are beautiful figures, by the way. The colors used on all of them, the skin textures, in case anyone could see, like even on the head and the shoulders and stuff. These just look. I want to touch these. Right? Like
yeah.
And I'm probably going to end up, I don't think I'm going to get all four. I got to decide and choose which one I want. It might end up being Donatello, but you're selling me on Leonardo. It's making me very mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, because Craig, what was it? Geek Dad, like, I don't know where I'm going to put it. And I was like, it's soft vinyl. You take it to bed with you, of course.
Yeah. Just
what
throw it around. Like,
right.
Yeah. And it's true. Like I figure, it's like if you have like whatever your favorite turtle is, like having that represented, because I haven't gotten to like handle one of these yet, but every time I see like Peter pick one up, it's like, yeah, that looks so good.
It looks
fun.
And
yeah, and if you haven't handled, I have handled some soft vinyl, and yeah, it's a great material and great figure.
I also want to point out, you can still do a payment plan if you're going to buy all of them, but these are $90 a pop. These are under $100. So
yeah,
you're going to get a lot of great value for this. Man, I sound like such a commercial. I sound scripted right now. You're going to get so much bang for your buck on these guys. You have no idea. But I honestly,
that's a good turtle voice that you're doing. Like if you do it like that, like it's Michelangelo. Like don't worry about the price on these bros. Like they practically pay for themselves.
Think about it this way, bro. You got $100. You paid $90 for one turtle, and then after you can get yourself some pizza. That's the best I could do. But man, I love these. I think these are absolutely great. And Quip is coming in with the hard-hitting questions, Alex. I don't know if you saw this. Where's Ace?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd love to do Ace. I had Ace Duck as a kid. Like the thing is, the Super 7 Ace Duck is so good. Do you have the Ultimates Ace Duck?
So I don't, and I saw it in person, and I would love it if they did a re-release of it with a better paint job.
Oh yeah,
the paint kind of like I saw what the render was, and I got super excited. And then when it came out, and the paint looked a little like the feet and the bill matched the feathers, and the feathers felt like a dull yellow as opposed to the bright. But the sculpt is so good.
It's so good. And he comes with an alternate head that they created where he's got like a flight cap, goggles, and a cigar. It's awesome.
So good. Like I have the NECA one. Like I have the NECA Ace Duck. Again, amazing toy, because again, NECA's killing it too. Super 7 is as well. I know people are leaning a little hard on Super 7 lately for whatever reason. But man, their Ultimates line is still really solid work. Like those toys are like, if you're a Turtles fan, you've got all these choices. And man, like if only I was getting this kind of selection with like Wolverine. I'm slowly starting to trickle in. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like we don't get Batman stuff like this. You know,
yeah, I mean, well, we used to. But it used to be. I mean, when's McFarlane gonna start making some Batman figures? For God's
what I'm saying is like, oh, okay, you got me there. Because like, but there's like the superpowers that they keep repainting that same awful buck. Right, so they keep reusing that. Like we should get the sculpt. We should get that team on this show. not to grill them, but like we should ask them, like so what's the deal with this buck? Like just I'm trying to do it in the most nice way, because like I think those guys
And we
too are getting
ambush them with Toy Otter. We're like, well,
Toy-
we've got a guest here, a special guest backstage.
Yeah, we've got Toy Otter. He's gonna show you how this is not actually an interview, it's a lesson. It's I wouldn't want to do that to them because I actually like they're making the toys that I'm loving the most right now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm still like, you already made the perfect buck. Use that. Why is that not getting used? I think that's more my question. Is like, you already made a great buck for Batman. Why do you keep reusing this one that is not as good? I think that's I don't know. I'd really have to phrase the words super careful because anyone who gets to work on superpowers, I have admiration for them because guess what? I'm not, and I would love to. So you know, sometimes it's just best to I'm just happy they're sometimes getting made, but I have so many questions, right? Also, like, where are the women? I think that's a great question and one we all have on our minds. But
yeah,
again, I think what I was trying to say here with Batman though, like you see these turtles that are getting made this style,
yeah,
and it kind of has me go, God, I'd love to see some of the bigger villains like Bane and Croc and Clayface like this.
yeah.
And even when I look at the Super 7 stuff, it's just like, just because you guys, there's a little bit of crossover with the sculptors between Super 7 and Mondo.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And I would love for
Brandon Gash did Mondo Gecko for us. Did an awesome job on that.
Beautiful figure. Like that one pops. You want something that pops on your shelf? That one's going to do it. And, I would love to see like stylized figures of like Batman and all the villains. And like we were just talking about these wacky variants. Like, I think that's what I'm missing in my Batman. Like, Todd's releasing 20 to 30 Batmans a week. And all of them are just dark and angry and mean and violent. And I mean, yes, we all want some of that Batman sometimes, but I want some fluffy dessert too.
Well, I think it's sort of an evolution with the collectors. Like I think that the idea behind adult collector stuff that's targeted towards adult collectors is like accurately based on on a movie, on a comic, on it's about sort of being almost like replicas, right? Like whatever the scale, whatever the format, which is awesome. Like, I mean, that's because that's like what, when we were kids, that's all we wanted. It's like, why doesn't it look like it does on the show? Well, now we're getting stuff that looks exactly like it did on the show, exactly like the actor in the movie. Like, we are very lucky in that regard with what toy companies are giving us. So now it's like maybe the next stage, the next phase is, well, now give us stuff that's like crazy and wacky and toyetic and just fun. Like, it doesn't have to look like, we have all the stuff that looks exactly like the thing it's supposed to look like, right?
Yeah, I think we always go one direction too hard, and there's never that like balance that we need. Right? So it's just like, so here's my question then.
Is the answer.
And I feel like I'm ambushing you with this question. And if I am, just say I can't answer that.
Oh no, do you have Toy Otter in the back?
Toy Otter, yeah. Or because of Mondo doing the Batman animated series line, which is amazing. Are you guys ever able to do antifreeze Batman or night camo Batman? Or
I can't. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't speak to that, but I also just don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not my department, but that would be cool.
There it is. But here, hang on. I'm just gonna call Peter.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give him a quick phone call.
I think part of it, just my feeling, is that something like that is probably hard to do in 1/6 because it's a lot of money. And so would there be enough people willing to pay over $200 for a variant, like a crazy variant of Batman. It's like, yeah, if you had that toy as a kid and you had a fondness for it, you might want it, but like that's kind of shrinking your customer
You're
pool.
going super niche. Like you're catering to Doell. Like that's pretty much
Yeah.
all you're doing at this point, right? And I get that. I totally get that from a business perspective. And I think something
I mean,
like
that's
that
just
too would
my,
probably,
I don't know for certain, but that's just my my theory on the matter.
right. But if you guys ever do limited editions of them, I mean, they'd be great for convention exclusives.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely. And also I think like at a smaller scale, like it would be like, you know, I think you could do it. Like, you know, McFarlane, he's doing those Batman animated re-releases. You know, you could probably just slap some crazy paint on one of them, and you know.
I'm surprised they haven't, to be honest. I am totally surprised they haven't. Okay, we're gonna leave it at this. Otherwise, we're gonna keep going forever because
yeah, I know we almost made it. We almost made it.
We almost did. Well, let's be fair. A lot of it was the plugs, and the plugs are very important.
Plugs got out of control.
That's awesome. So thank you, everyone who tuned in tonight. Thank you, Alex, for being here as well. And who knows what we'll talk. Oh, might be an episode next week. I'll talk to Alex about that offline. We'll find out later. So yes, I will talk to everyone very soon, and have a good night, and we'll